What is up, Panhandle? I gotta mute this. It's Friday night.
It is Friday.
7:30. You know what that means.
Oh, it's time for that fishing report.
Share this. There we go. We're sharing it. Where are we sharing it to? And
Jacob comes up right with the first shot. You're late. You have no idea what we dealt with.
You no idea. Share to group. Here we go.
All right.
There we go.
So you got it. Okay. So
yeah,
you've already got it.
There we
Panhandle.
go. We should be live on Panhandle surf fishing now.
All right. I like it. We're getting there.
You're
slowly
right.
but surely.
You're right, Jacob. We're late. Technical difficulties on our side. It is man, I don't know, man. I'm glad this makes you happy. I hope a lot of people enjoy it. That's why we do it.
Isn't that all we could ever hope for?
I don't know. I mean, I think something needs to be said about us starting a fishing report live cast in the middle of winter when it's tough.
It's the perfect time.
Fish. I guess. At least we work out all the bugs and the kinks, and that way, by the time the fishing gets really good, man, we'll be on our game.
We will, and everything will be worked out, and then everybody will be like, "Your show sucks because why are you guys always on top of stuff? You're supposed to be all behind. I need the comedic value of this."
Yeah.
All right.
Is anybody on the Panhandle site, Panhandle Surf Fishing? If so, hit us up. Let me know it's streaming there as well.
Blaine, couldn't block you, Perdido. Blaine, never, buddy, never. Oh man! All right.
Blaine's,
so I think I got mine finally shared off to that one. I am good there. Yeah. I am fine there. And we're losing viewers. People are walking away. What the hell?
We're walking away.
Get back
Come
here.
on back. Get back. All right. Well, they're just going to miss out on the fishing report. We got some good guests this week. We got our offshore captain, Capt Chris Florence, Say Wind Charters. We'll be bringing him on shortly. And we got our inshore captain, Capt Bill Lipscomb of E6 Inshore Fishing Adventures. We'll get him on for our inshore report, and then I'll be bringing you the surf fishing report, or lack thereof, or whatever. We'll make it up as we go.
Yeah, it's guaranteed to be a good 30-minute, 40-minute, 50-minute. Hell, we'll be here when we're here. Y'all know that.
It's usually an hour. I mean, who are we fooling?
It is. But you know what? It's at least a good hour on a Friday, because the fishing sucks. And, you're just kind of hanging out. What it is, Frank and Justin, good evening. Let's see here. We've got, so that's, what's that? Justin Reed Fishing, and Frank is Yankee. Oh, crap.
Saltwater,
I know there's more to it.
Yankee Saltwater?
Yep. I believe that is
Yankee Saltwater Fishing, something like that.
Y'all look small
Cliff.
on TV. Well, thank you.
Slimming. That's why we do this.
It is.
Wide view.
It is. That's why we keep it from the neck up. Anything
That's
lower,
right.
It gets weird.
So, you guys that are joining in, if you could share this out, that'd be great. The more people that we get notified about our little fishing report here, the more viewership we can start gaining and traction we'll get, and get this thing growing. Like I said, it's a quick 30 minutes, maybe 45, maybe an hour, and we're talking about fishing. So that's always good on a Friday night.
Yep. And as you all see, we always read your comments. We can see them as they come through our screen, and we happily interact with you all the time. It's always a good stuff. So stick around. It's likely to get weird and good all at the same time, I think.
All at the same time. I want to bring
all the feels.
Yeah, I want to bring up something real quick before we get going. Did anybody see the world record bluegill?
Are we about to have a share screen?
That was caught. We're going to have a share screen because I had it pulled up a second ago. Let's see here. Bird of Prey posted it. This thing was caught out in Lake Havasu, Arizona. And
there's fish there? I thought it was just boats and booze and all that
and parties.
Stuff. Mm-hmm. I was going to say something, but I forgot we're family friendly.
Yeah, we got to be careful on what we're saying.
You're all welcome. You can have that song in your head for the night.
Here we go.
Come on, I believe in you. You can do this.
Here we go. I'm working it. I'm telling you, we need a engineer.
I got
Boom.
small. Oh,
There
I'm
we
depressed.
go. Let's see here. Brand. Oh, boom. There we go. And we'll hide that. There it is right there. Oh, you don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that. I was half waiting for it to be one of those weird, just close the chat box.
That's what I'm working on. There
What
we go.
the heck,
Boom.
man?
There we go.
Dude, that is a serious fish.
Isn't it? Look at that thing. 6.3. It looks deformed. Like it doesn't even look normal.
Yeah. I mean, the belly is just, that thing's been eaten. He stuffed it.
He did. That's. I mean, you were stationed in California, right?
Yeah.
I was out there. California has some big fish.
In the lakes.
Bass. When I was out there, this was in early 2000s, and they were using like swim baits, yay big, that looked like trout. So about 10 to 12 inches long, about yay big around. I mean, things were huge. Looked like a real trout. Like they were hauling through there, and they were pulling up just huge bass, 10, 11, 12-pound bass coming up through there.
Yeah. See, with California, and for all of you that ever might go out to California, they will tell you this, that fishing with corn is illegal. However, fishing with corn meal, which is known as masa, is not. And all the fish that are farm raised love corn. I mean, I'm not saying that I used something of that nature in several lakes, but some damn big fish will eat corn. You're welcome. Don't get caught.
Yeah.
California will love your money.
Absolutely. So hopefully some folks got out and fished this week. I know it was tough for a couple of us to get out, but hopefully our viewers got out to see what it was like and how tough it was.
So on the scroll, let's see here. Are we going to the scroll first? I lost my notes. Damn it.
Scroll's last. You want to save that for last.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Well, we'll get to the scroll, but from what I did see from the scroll while I was in between all the other fun stuff, not a ton of reports up and down the thing. It seemed the weather seemed to play a little bit of a factor. We do have some interesting with the water temperatures. There is some fluctuation. And as always, when it comes to this rain that we had last night, some could say salinity, but the new moon is starting. I believe we're or on the other side of it now, so we're going to start going into the big stuff. And
I know I need to keep my glasses on.
Jacob, Brian, all right with the Lost.
I know they were coming. See, moon was coming up about 2:30 today, this afternoon. But man, it was almost 80 degrees outside today.
It was stupid. It was stupid hot and humid.
It's almost Christmas, and it is crazy.
Cliff, I was fishing West Texas winds. Oh, that means you probably caught a pompano, because you could catch a pompano in a freshwater lake. The man is just unbelievable when it catches the pompano.
Yeah,
going on that.
He probably did catch pompano out West Texas. There's a question from Jeremiah Kelly here. How much do you think moon phases play a part? So it's very much so. I'm gonna do a quick plug. If y'all haven't followed Brian's Finding Demo Surf Fishing podcast, you need to go check that out. Give him a like on Facebook. But today's interview he did with the Pompano professor addresses this very question. It was about a good 10-minute conversation on moon phases.
Yeah. And I got a little schooling on that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all I gotta hide that. There we go. I think we all could agree full moon fishing, at least from the beach, is tough. If you're trying to do it during the daytime. Now, if you go out at night, you might have a little better success, but daytime full moon fishing can be rough.
And Blake brought it up in one of his seminars about with the full moon and pompano specifically, talking about that was around the time for spawning. So it was a really opportune time to get out there and get after it. During the day, like you said, the feeding time, at nighttime it seems to get there. They're eating all night, so you're having that harder day or a harder fight throughout the day, and that just sucks. I mean, that's a rough one there. So you can kind of jump into the what is it? Oh, words. Oh my gosh, I can't even put my sentences together tonight. It seems like, if you're in the early morning bite, which we normally feel is really good, you're not exactly on that because you're already past the dip. So you kind of the other side of that one. Ooh,
Exactly.
Frank, good question. Go ahead, Mike. What you got on that?
Frank, why does it seem like it's been months since the high tide, a daytime high tide? Yeah, that's just the tide. So here on the Gulf, we our we're handicapped, I think, by our tides, because we only get like one, maybe two a day. We'll get two solid, but what I mean by one or two a day is, it's going to go through its period of low tides here, and it'll be low tide throughout the day for probably about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and then it takes that long for that fluctuation to start changing, and then we'll start getting the high tides again. And it's right. Justin answered it off the line. He said fall and wintertime high tide is late in the day, and typically is, just on how the moon phase is and that pull that we get. I'd much rather fish not that I think tide personally. I don't think the tide plays that big a part surf fishing on the Gulf. I look for more structure and stuff like that. But if I were to go out and actually target a tide, I think I would look for a incoming or on the upper half or the beginning of an outgoing tide. If I had to target a tide. Now it's a bigger difference when you're talking inshore stuff, and that may be a good question that we ask Captain Bill when he comes on. But tides on the inshore is gonna affect you big time, especially when you're trying to hit the grass flats or you're trying to hit canals and things like that. Your tide is going to handicap you big time there.
And I think too, like we talked about last week, and I've mentioned it with Justin numerous times, the magic hour that him and I like to fish this time of year in the winter, more into the 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock range. You're hitting that sunset bite. They seem to get more active for the nighttime run. When the tide swing is already on the other side. We're coming into the nighttime, so we're starting to get the up arch, and it plays a little bit weird here. I mean, there's numerous times I could say a tide doesn't matter here in Navarre. I don't know why, but I've noticed, some days I have doesn't matter if the tide's moving. And then there's other days where, I mean, we've got one of those monster tide days, and it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be some moving water. We're going to have some real traction. You combine that big tide with 2 to 3 footers. I like 2 to 3 footers. You're going to be in good all around hunting ground, throwing it into the churn, long, short, getting in the zones. But you hit those churny zones, you're going to have those runners coming in, getting all those clams, getting all coquinas, any kind of other things that they're finding through that. So that whole flow of motion together, and that's just a recipe for winning right there.
Yeah, that's what you mentioned, especially the bait running, the coquinas move in, and sand fleas and things like that. If you can find sand fleas right now, but definitely the coquinas, because that's what all the whiting, the pompano are in there feeding on right now.
I got something coming up on the coquina stuff. I'm going to save that for next week, but I got something cool for you guys. It's going to be kind of fun. All right, so we've nailed all that fun stuff. Why don't we get into our guests? So they're sitting in the green room.
Yes, they are.
And with all the great things that we've provided.
Yeah, it's just nice snacks and everything back there for them. They're chilling. So we're going to kick it off with our offshore report. Let me take this banner down. There we go. We'll hide that. Banner. Get those banners ready to go. So with us tonight, we have Captain Chris Florence out of Panama City. He runs Say Wind Charters out there. Let's bring him on real quick. Add to stream. There he is. Captain Chris, how are you doing, buddy?
Good, guys. How you doing?
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You got clappy sound. That's nice. Listen to that. Go. So, Chris, we were talking a little bit beforehand. What you been catching? What's been going on? How are things going out in Panama City?
It's going good. If you can find the right weather window, and especially in these winter months, the water's cooling off. And I tell you what, these gag grouper, that's the hot topic right now. If you can just find that weather window, and if you can get some good solid, fresh live bait, cigar minnows, pinfish, and grunts, the gags are here. The water's cold. They're getting ready to spawn. The season closes January 1st for 6 months. So now's the time to go get them. If you can find that weather window and some good structure offshore, that's what's hot right now.
So that may have been my problem today. I went out targeting grouper. I went out from the beach though, and I had frozen croakers about 6 to 8 inches. is what I was sending out. But you're saying live pinfish, live bait to send out there.
Yeah, live is money. That's where it's at. We have been catching them off just dead frozen cigar minnows. This time of year, the grouper, they let their guard down. They know they're getting ready to spawn, so they're feeding, and they're not as picky as they are in the summertime. Bait presentation for a grouper is everything.
Really?
Summertime, you will catch them, but this time of year, they let their guard down and they're feeding. They know they're going to be spawning and they're burning a lot of energy, so they're feeding. So they're not being real picky. But live bait is key. But we are catching them on just dead frozen, cigar minnows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to try.
Or big bonita strips.
Yeah. Are you fending off other fish? Do you have many bycatch if you're targeting grouper?
Yeah, you really got to weed through the red snapper to get to the grouper. So I'd probably say for every
bad. I don't know why that's bad.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So just last weekend we caught 30 red snapper before we caught our first grouper.
Damn.
And I told my clients that. I mean, they were having a blast. They were the poles were bending for 3 hours nonstop, but we ended up bringing 2 legal gags home that day. But you have to weed through the red snapper. They're just as aggressive as the grouper are right now, and it's nonstop. Yeah, it is crazy. Nice ones too. I'm talking 25 to 30 inch red snapper, and you got to let him go. And my clients are just like, oh my gosh, come back in June, boys. That's all I can tell you.
Come back this summer, and of course those big fish won't be there, and you'll be back to the smaller ones.
Oh yeah, that's the way it is. You think you got red snapper on lockdown all winter, then once it opens back up, they're nowhere to be found. So
exactly.
That's why Justin's comment makes the best one of those are endangered. You lie.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys can't catch those. Have you not been seeing everything has been happening out there?
Yeah, guaranteed every trip is 30 to 40 red snapper in a 3 hour span.
That's crazy.
Nonstop.
How far offshore are you running?
So right now I'm just fishing state water. So I'm inside 8 miles, inside of 9 miles. I do run anywhere between 15 and 20 miles east or southeast or west or southwest of the pass in Panama City. Got to get away from that pass. It's just, it's not overfished, but it's better fishing out west or down toward Mexico Beach.
So maybe you can shed some light on this. So I follow a couple different Facebook groups and stuff, and there's this common fishing area out in Panama City that everybody refers to. They catch they catch all their fish at the whistle buoy.
That you must be talking about the whistle buoy. Yeah.
What is the whistle buoy? Is this
the whistle buoy
real, or is it
no? It is real, but everyone says the whistle buoy because everyone knows about it. The head pin for St. Andrews Navigational Pass is the whistle buoy. It's 3 miles offshore, and that is the head pin to St. Andrews.
Gotcha.
St. Andrews, the channel, navigation channel.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, everybody, whenever you see somebody post a big catch or something like that, it's like, hey, where'd you get it? Oh, I caught it at the whistle buoy. Must be at the whistle buoy.
It's always the whistle buoy. Ain't no one going to give away their spots.
Nah.
Jeremiah had a great question. Where do you put grouper on the taste scale compared to other fish?
Oh, grouper is absolutely one of the best table fare. I like them better than red snapper. They're great. Any way you cook it, they're excellent eating fish. It's not a real.
Pompano?
You know what? I have not had pompano. I will be there.
Yeah,
I'm going to come see you, Smitty, and we're going to go pompano fishing because I don't do any inshore stuff. I don't do any beach. And I follow your page and I see all these pompano you're catching. I hear they're fantastic. But it's grouper's amazing. Grouper's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, grouper is pretty good. That's why my other buddy I've gone out with and gone offshore with and got on them. And man, there's nothing like bringing home and cooking up your own grouper sandwich, or all the different recipes you could do with it. It's so versatile. But man, it's a good eating fish. I like it over red snapper. I mean,
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Red snapper is not even we love to catch them. They're fun, but it is not my go-to. I'd eat a mangrove snapper or a vermilion snapper over a red snapper any day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mangoes are good though.
They are. It's a lot sweeter meat.
So
Yeah,
it's strangely
absolutely.
versatile cooking fish. That's one thing I learned on accident about how really good those things can be. I never really realized that. I figured it was always that monster one. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, I caught a bunch of mingos. And nowadays, I'm all like, if you're not going to eat it, you better give it over because
Yeah, they're
that's good
excellent,
fish.
excellent
do
table
not
fish.
throw that fish back. I'll take it. Well, it's got to be legal, but then yeah, I take it back. Awesome. Well, great
Yeah.
report, Captain.
Cliff asked a question.
Go ahead.
Would this one fall under for you, Chris? What do you know about sheep's head fishing? This is something I really want to catch. I think it's going to be more inshore, but I know you guys get them offshore once in a while, correct?
I have personally never caught them offshore, but I do know that they're fishing for them right now at the jetties. So any kind of structure, I'm sure your inshore guy will have a lot better explanation than I can give you because I just don't fish for them. I don't have the boat for it. I can't get that close to those jetties without me sweating. So it's keeping my 27-foot
you got right there.
Yeah, keeping that 27-foot center console in one spot is it's kind of hairy. So especially with those kind of tides and currents we get in that channel. So yeah, absolutely. I don't mess with them at all. Yeah, I need to, and I'm learning. That's what I'm going to be doing this actually this winter. I'm going to be doing nothing but learning my inshore stuff. So I'm trying to broaden my horizons.
There you go.
Yeah.
Over there in Panama City, you need to get with Captain Justin over there.
Yep, we've already talked about it. Matter of fact, we got some stuff lined up. So
nice.
Good friend of mine. Yep. Good dude for sure.
Well, Chris, thanks for the report. Thanks for joining us. If folks want to book a charter with you, how do they get in touch with you?
The best place to find me is either Facebook or Google. You can Facebook, Say When Charters, Panama City, or you can even Google the name and it'll pop up. And there's links right to my fishing booker page. So
awesome. Great report, man. Appreciate you joining us. Thanks for the contribution. And
thanks, Chris.
We'll catch you later, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
See ya.
Hey, Mike, I guess we need to go to Panama City.
I know, man. I mean, that's, I'll say Panama City was great over there when I was stationed at Tyndall. And that's where I met Chris over there. And man, it's such a huge fishery. Now, I used to do some inshore fishing, and we would go over there to do tournaments every now and then, but I would never know where to go or what to do or what to look for and all that stuff. But after being stationed over there and seeing what a great fishery they have and the different, East Bay, West Bay, and it's just it's amazing inshore. Then you get offshore and that's just a whole nother story.
Screw it. I quit my job. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm going to tell my boss to shove it.
There you go.
I'm going to go look in the mirror.
Wait a minute, aren't you self-employed? So
yeah, something like that. My boss is a jerk. Such a taskmaster. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and rock ourselves into the inshore. Tonight we have Captain Bill Lipscomb of E6 Inshore Fishing Adventures. You can find him in several different places. One on his webpage is e6ifa.net. That's E as in Echo, 6, the number. I as in India, F as in Fox, A as in Alpha.net. All his information is on there, his phone number and his email direct on. So, Captain, welcome aboard. How are you tonight?
All right. How you guys? I'm good.
Glorious, pretty much here. It's just flowing smoothly, and we haven't even cracked beer yet, so we're doing good.
Well,
that's a plus.
Yeah.
Some of us.
Oh, there.
Some of us.
Yeah, never mind. I
Way to
forgot
go,
about the
Mike.
pickle.
Yeah.
All right, Cap, what do you got for us on the inshore side?
Well, the hot bite has been any bridge around here, 3 Mile, Garcon Point, Bob Sykes, Brooks Bridge, Destin Bridge, if you can handle the tide. Sheephead bite's been good there. White trout, caught a lot of white trout at 3 Mile. And if you can get out there, like Chris was saying, if you have a good weather window and you can get out there, the sheephead bite is picking up real good. So I'm looking forward to doing that myself.
Nice.
All right. So I'm going to back up a little bit here. And Jacob, you said yet. Don't give me the chance. Cliff Gardner made a really, and there it is right here. This is the sheephead guy. Yes. Cliff has been one of the few super fishers that I have known. We went sheephead fishing together and we both skunked because we're both learning it. But he's been really driving it hard. Any knowledge you can give us on some sheephead there?
Small hooks. You got to use small hooks. Fish around a structure. a lot of the guys will get out of their boats, tie up to the pilings, get off their boats, and then take their paddle and scratch the side of the piling and get some of them barnacles flowing down, and that triggers them to come on up and see what's going on. And you can drop a crab down there and fiddler crabs, and they'll tear it up.
So fiddler's kind of the preferred bait.
Yeah, they like oysters, but they're kind of hard to keep on a hook. But this guy in Mossy, I think it's in Mossy Head, he has a system where it's like you put him in like a little nylon net, and then that they catch him like that. I can't remember the guy's name, but I seen it on the YouTube that he was using that over there, and it was working pretty good using oysters. But fiddler crabs and shrimp, as long as you can hide the hook, you're good.
So the smaller hook side, find out how it plays, and then with the currents have been pretty good at Bob Sykes 3 Mile. I get to drive over 3 Mile, and I get to see the trail of the current going by there for quite a ways there. With the other bridges, any other recommendations on for structure pieces on how to get near them, or anything like that? Sticking around, getting out a little bit, anything of that nature?
Well, I just use my spot lock on my trolling motor. I just ease up there,
Sure.
and then I'll get up there and I'll put the spot lock down and go from there. But spot lock doesn't really work too well under 3 Mile. For some reason, it loses signal and wants to drive me into the piling. So we have to stick the nose out, whether it's incoming or outgoing tide. We got to set on one side or the other and stick the nose out so it has a good signal.
It's the Skanska Dome of Doom.
Hopefully, I'll be getting a new trolling motor soon. I won't have to worry about it.
There you go.
But somebody had mentioned about how important tides are.
Mm-hmm.
Tides inshore are huge. Ingoing, outgoing, it doesn't really matter. Some of the older generation will tell you want to fish an outgoing tide. I'm a firm believer that as long as the water's moving, doesn't really matter. The sucky part is we're in a vacuum here in Navarre where the tide doesn't slosh back and forth. It kind of compresses like an accordion. But once it's moving, you have a little bit of movement in either direction. So if it's moving, you're good. But if it's not moving, you're probably not going to catch a whole lot until it starts moving.
That's a good point, Bill, because a lot of people, and I'm sure everybody here is in the Navarre, Panama City, Pensacola area, but here in Navarre, we have either the Destin Pass or the Pensacola Pass.
Yeah.
So when your tide's moving like that, I never thought about that, but you're right. We're just we're in a vacuum almost.
Exactly.
We're getting screwed, man. That's what's happening.
Yeah. We need our own pass. Dang it.
We need our own pass. Damn it. Let's do that. Somebody should bring that up.
We used to have one, apparently. If you ask the local Navarre people, they said there was one right by the bridge that used to be there, but it got washed out.
In the 50s or 60s, they built it. And then right after they opened it, they had a hurricane came through and closed it up. They didn't try to reopen it. So
nature said, no, I ain't having that.
If you go back and look, they opened it. As soon as they opened it, the hurricane came through, but they took so long to build it that their permits and everything to dredge it and get everything done had expired, and no one wanted to go back and redo it. And by that time, they weren't going to approve it this go around or that go around.
Gotcha.
So it never got redone. And by that time, the Air Force had the land and everything else, and they just weren't going to. Yeah, it's crazy when you look at the history of that thing. It would be awesome, I think. I'm no biologist though, but I know it would be awesome for the fishery.
I think it would be too. You're going to have a lot of fresher water coming in. You got a place for it to clean out, more bait. Just different. You have bigger species coming in that typically you don't really see too often. A couple weeks ago, I took a charter out and the guy caught a 17-inch pompano in the bay.
Yeah,
which is kind of rare.
Nice.
A few years ago, my son had caught a 22-inch cobia in the bay. So you never know what you're going to catch, but
wow,
yeah, they're here.
That would be awesome.
And he caught it on artificial.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. We had an earlier question. Have you ever lost a red drum to a bad net man? I bet you can guess who came up with that one.
Yeah, I have. Along with a lure.
I'm gonna call him out, Frank.
Oh, you didn't throw in the lure part, Frank.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
That
I
is
think I heard
awesome.
about that.
He said, I don't know what I'm doing with this net. I said, well, it's about time you start learning.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think we hit
Go
on
ahead.
sheephead, because that's what everybody was looking and asking about this time of year. But what about redfish right now?
You're going to have to go up in the river.
Are you?
Fish up toward Milton,
Mhm.
up at Choctawhatchee River, anywhere where you can get kind of a mile in from that mouth of the river. That's probably where they're going to be. They get up there in them deep holes in the river and they kind of hang out until water temperatures to their liking, and then they settle out. So
Gotcha.
that's where they need to be, or where they're going to be. And I'll be hitting that soon.
Nice.
So I drive through Milton almost every day when I'm going up that way. You cross into the town, you got the trestles off to the, I guess that's the south piece there.
Yeah.
So in that zone with that landing, because I think there's a boat launch right there. You're saying east, west? What are you recommending there?
I launch at Marquis Basin.
Oh, okay.
And that way, because you're kind of protected in there as far as wind and whatever, it makes it easier to get on and off the trailer. And just go find you a deep hole. Anywhere where there's an intersection in that river is going to be a deep hole.
Gotcha.
Makes sense with the current dragging it out.
I'm talking 30 foot.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected
But
that.
you run over it with your bottom machine and you're like, oh my God, there's tons of them here. So,
all right. Frank said you need
awesome.
to tie better knot. I'll let you deal with him.
yeah, okay. I got something for Frank.
There you go.
Ooh.
See, that's what I love about this, and fishermen and just in general is it's all good nature ribbing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Frank, I had heard about Frank's trip with you, and he just really talked a lot about how awesome it was fishing with you, especially in the tournament. And he just mentioned that Bill's in.
Yeah.
That is coming up. Bill, we'll get to that, we promise. But he had mentioned how great it was fishing with you and all the knowledge he picked up and how it was just one of those perfect days. He really gushed a lot about it. So hats off to you, sir.
I appreciate that.
It definitely got me going. I need to do that. I've been lazy. I apologize.
There's no secrets really. I mean, anybody that fishes with me, you're going to pick up something. And if I don't have the answer, maybe somebody does. I'll find out one way or the other.
Yeah. And your group, so he wants to bring that up, and I definitely wanted you to talk about it. Can you tell us more about Panhandle Inshore Fishing Club with these tournaments?
Yeah, next year we're going to run 5 tournaments. They're all individually based. So you can fish out of a kayak, you can wade fish, you can fish from shore, paddleboard. I don't really care. You'll pay your entry fee, and you're going to pay a membership fee, which is $25 for a one-time deal, and then you're going to pay your entry fee, and then we're going to go out and fish for plaques and prizes, and we mix it up. Sometimes it's 1 red and 2 trout. Sometimes it's just redfish only. Sometimes it's trout only. Sometimes it's the Inshore Slam, which is a redfish, trout, and flounder. And we try not to fish, in the same place every time. We fish from Panama City to Pensacola, and it's all about having fun and sharing knowledge and getting people interested. And if you want to get your feet wet in a tournament setting, it's the perfect time to do that. That's why I kind of created it. But we enjoy
awesome.
it. And most of the time the guys that fish the tournaments, they get, if they finish in the top 3, you're going to get a prize pack, and usually you're going to get at least going to get your money back in prizes, whether it be lures and soft plastics or reels or rods or whatever. And I get a lot of that stuff from Half Hitch here in Navarre, and they help me out so much with that. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're a great group of
there.
folks in there. Yeah.
But then we're going to split it. So we're going to have 5 tournaments that are going to be a redfish series, and that'll be a team event. And we'll probably run them the week after the club tournament, wherever that may be. And we'll go to the same spots, Panama City, Pensacola, and everywhere in between. We'll just draw out of a hat if we have to, and pick a spot and then go from there. But that'll be a team event, and that'll be run just like any other professional tournament, IFA tournament or whatever. I don't have a slant board, so you're going to be measuring your fish on a flat board until I find a slant board. But when I find one, then we're going to have one.
Nice.
Very cool.
That's awesome. All right.
And that'll be for money too. So
nice.
Can someone type out where you'd find and hire Bill? Yes, that'd be awesome. And
yeah,
Frank.
I'll add that
again for the Facebook group
notes.
That Bill's talking about. Cool. Panhandle Inshore Fishing Club. If you want to do an ad, it's at Panhandle Club. You can definitely find that one on there. And then, Bill, your website is, go ahead, tell us about the site and a little bit more about how to get in touch with you.
All right. If you want to run a charter with me, it's www.e6ifa.net. And go ahead and they'll send you to a deposit page. You pay your deposit, and I'll approve it, and we'll be good to go.
Awesome. I think I just put the link in here. Let's see if it works. www.e6ifa.net.
Yep.
Boom. There it is.
There we go.
Yep. So it's there in the comments. If you guys want to go check out Bill's page and book a trip inshore with him, there's his website in the comments there.
Cool.
Well, thanks, Cap. Appreciate you.
All right, man.
Great report.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Bill.
All right. We'll see you.
Okay. That was awesome.
Awesome report.
Why is this episode working?
2 awesome reports. That was great.
It's going too good. I'm gonna have to do what Jacob wanted me to. I'm gonna have to derail this thing soon.
Oh good. Yeah. Well, it's all good, man. We can
gotta Ricky Bobby it.
Ricky Bobby it. There you go. That's a good one. Man. So things are rolling. Right. So we've had some spotty weather this week. Let's see what we can expect. I'm gonna bring up let's see, add the stream. There we go. Weather coming up. Let's check this out. Let's see what next week's weather is looking like. Tomorrow looks crappy. We got 80% chance of rains tomorrow. Southwest winds at 15. Make it tough fishing from the beach, but sporty nonetheless.
Yep.
Look at these temperatures though. It's in the 70s for the next couple. For the next till Christmas Eve.
And the worst part is, those temperatures are going to increase. Increase. Oh, boy. Increase. It's also going to be humid. So it's going to be sticky, which makes it, typical Florida happiness right there.
Yeah.
Justin does like it hot. He likes the warm weather. Oh.
Yeah. I'd much rather have it like this than be layered up out there on the beach right now. I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yeah. I like the warmer weather. Although I will throw on the waders and the flannel and the fleeces and get out there and fish this winter because that's just what we do.
Yeah, I get that one completely. I'm a fan. You know me, man. I don't my medium extra husky self. I don't mind the cold days. Give me the blue flannel and I'm a happy man right out there. I can live with that cold.
Yeah, it's
comfortable.
Yeah. Oh shoot! Somebody should have said something. Let's see here. I gotta hide that. There we go. Yeah. I'm telling you, you need to hire an engineer.
You do? Hey, it's rolling. Yes, Cliff. Medium extra husky. Yes.
Medium extra husky. That's funny.
Come with warm hugs.
All
right, let's see if I can get myself in trouble here. All right, I'm going to do something a little bit crazy here. When can we expect a pompano bite to shut down? Can we get it to even fire up first, my dear friend? The run has still not happened, and I really am starting to get concerned. Part of me is almost worried that it happened and we didn't see it. But on the same one, I keep going back to reality that I don't think that's a possibility. A great question that was brought to me in a phone call. I'll talk to him, see if he's okay with this one, but he was bringing up a great question about pompano, and somebody else brought it up on a run discussing it, where do pompano run the beach and they stay in the local zones, or do they run out to sea? And it's been really bugging me for the last couple of weeks here, ever since he talked about it, was the idea of, do pompano just swim, rock it out, do their thing, go out a little bit, get in the inshore? Are they rolling dead south and getting out And my first thought was they don't. There's no way. They stay on the beach. That's their food source. But as I was scrolling through the group, somebody had posted that they were catching them off of oil rigs. So that kind of twisted my brain a little there. So I'd like to hear what do you think? You think they run off? You think they run parallel? What do you got?
Are you talking seasonally, like for the runs? Are they running east-west or are they going north-south? Is that what you're
Yeah, that's
asking?
what was throwing me for us because I
Yeah.
mean east-west, I got it. They run the beach, but on the same one, like the water temperature, we know the temperature is a big deal for the pompano. We know that they like their zones, but the idea of do they run offshore? Do they running south to get into better water to keep up with the temperature feels? And what worries me is if that is the case, what are the chances that they ran a couple weeks ago when we were still in hot water? Because we kept saying, it's like, man, this water has not come down yet. Around the time we expected the run to kick up, what's the chances that they ran further south of us, caught the jet stream that way in the comfortable temperature, and completely bypassed us?
That is a very good possibility, I think.
That hurts my
So,
heart.
East Coast, you can follow the migration north-south, right? I think here, I think it's personally, I think it's north-south as well, not east to west.
Really?
I do. I think
Okay.
they're in closer, and then when they leave, they just go out to deeper water where it's warmer, running south.
So keeping it their same thermal and kind of just
Correct.
enjoying that one as they go and go with the food run.
Correct. And
Right.
following because they gotta follow the food source, right? So to me, I'm thinking that's what they're doing is going north south. But I'd be curious. I mean, what is everybody? Cliff wants a microphone for the topic. Cliff, we should be able to get you to call in somehow.
If Cliff, if you're on your phone, Mike, if you send him the link, he can click the link and come in.
Cliff, you down for that? I'll send you the link.
Yeah. Jacob, good news. I am going to eat that catfish. Justin and I went fishing this week. I did catch 3 cats. However, caveat, 12 inches was the game. I haven't caught a 12-incher, so the 11.5 didn't count. So there. Cliff's down. What are we using? Right, yes, Cliff, we are using StreamYard.
Coming your way.
But that's, I mean, that question really threw me. It bothered me because we had, with the spring run, I mean, you and I fished together, it was just nuts. And we've seen Cliff, I mean, the man can catch, but it was just, it seemed like such a viable question. But then I got to thinking too, because when I was talking to him, why don't we see a lot of reports of South Texas catching? I mean, if they're hitting the winter, you would figure they'd go into South Texas because it's going to be warmer water. That's where they're going to want to hang out.
Sharks are eating them in South Texas.
Oh, I did not factor that. That's a good call.
Could be. That was off the cuff. I don't know. I made it up. But it makes sense. If they're following the north-south trajectory, right? They're going to be out deeper. They're not going to be down around. They're not following the coastline down to warmer water. They're going out to deeper water.
Okay, so they're running north-south. I think that so I need to download. No, you should be able to click the link.
You should be able to click the link, Cliff.
Oh, is he still on his iPhone? That might be the problem because Safari won't let you do it. You have to go through. I have to go through Chrome. He might have to do it through that. No, he's on the Droid. That should go right through.
I'll tell you when he pops up in the green room.
Yeah. Jeremiah, the spring run was ridiculous. Cliff and his green, get him rigs. Yep. And then I'd like perfect segue into that. So if you guys haven't heard yet, you know what, while we're waiting for Cliff, if you guys are good with it, why not? I'll go ahead and get myself in some trouble here. Make sure that I close that tab so you guys didn't see what I was looking at. Let's see here.
Can you share screen?
Yeah, I can share screen.
Oh, look at you. That's right, you can.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to take that banner down.
Share.
Look at that. Oh, yeah, you can. All right, you want me to add this?
Yeah, bring it up so I can at least see somewhat of what I'm doing. I'm kind of bass backwards here.
Okay, everyone else is going to see it too.
It's all right. I took down the scary one. Wow, look at all that stuff. All right, so there's that there. All right, so We got the Panhandle Inshore. So this is what we were talking about earlier for the Panhandle Club. Definitely go take a look at that, and I can see that streaming now. That's good to go. All right, so I wanted to go through my little scroll here. Cheyenne Rebecca, she's in the Panhandle Surf Fishing group, quite a bit posting. She posts some amazing recipes. I want to definitely give her a shout out. I know I slapped down several of her posts because they're not surf fishing related, but if you're looking for some good chow in the group for Panhandle Surf Fishing alone, Cheyenne posts some really good ones. And if you can see any of the other ones, Courtney Waz from Life for Real, she does some amazing ones. And there's been some really just good food has been being posted lately. She had that. Oh yeah, remember that?
That monster.
That was a good whiting. Yep. So
Monster
on
whiting.
that one, and then scrolling. If you guys didn't see this deal, this one, I mean, that is a
I wonder if they have any more
reasonable
left.
Deal.
That's
What
a
I
pretty good
did
deal.
hear is that they did. So if you guys are in the mood for a slammer, from what I hear, the slammer is a really good series reel. The knob kind of always sells me. For me, that's what I don't know what it is about reels. I like being able to use that. So not a bad one to get on with Bass Pro. They also have the other sizes. It's not just going to be with the 5500. They also have the deals on the 45s and the 65s. With the recent one, we got a great one from Amber. She posted a really good setup here, as y'all can see. I mean, some super great catches. Nice red.
Yeah, I think that's one of Bill's. There you go.
Yep.
Captain Bill there with the nice jack. That's a nice fish there.
That would be kind of cool to catch. I've heard nothing but great stories about how those things work. So nice triple spots. Well, looking good on the reds there. Doubling up, win. Good job. Nice there. And was this the one he was talking about, the inshore? I can't remember. I remember hearing about this one. Nice pomp on the inshore go. He had a double up there. That's 3 Mile. You can see there in the old Skanska's Doom zone. Yeah. Monster red. So lots of really good fish there. And if you guys want, definitely take a look at Amber's report off of Half Hitch Navarre. She's got a lot of good stuff that's coming on with that one. Live minnows. But with the other one that really caught my attention is, we talked about it last week, the flounder. Back in the game.
Yeah.
Pierre's been bringing them in there.
Pierre is bringing up fish, and then hitting those jetty areas is just flounder is they're slow. I mean, they're not going to be aggressive fish, but man, you can get some nice ones up this time of year.
Yep. I did scroll the old Salt Strong community, saw a bunch of recent catches, which I'm still trying to figure out what happened here with the skunk. And apparently a voodoo does catch everything.
Oh, look at, is that a pinfish? What was that?
Oh, what is that?
Some sort of perch, white perch or something?
That looks like a perch.
Can't see.
I didn't really read the description on that one, but a lot of different people were posting some good ones, some really good trouts. But then again, this is all throughout Florida, North Carolina. So, but it was fun to see a lot of these ones. And with that also, there have been a lot of great products that are popping up throughout the time frames right now for the Christmas holiday season. Lots of good deals out there with the fishing ones. Also in our small communities, we've got plenty of rigs that are going. I think I've seen everything. Redfin Fishing's got some stuff. The Sinker guys got quite a few going. Frisky, which I got to deliver that rod today. I don't know if you saw that post. That was fun.
I did. All right, we got Cliff just popped up in the green room. Let's get him on here real quick.
Sweet.
All right, Cliff, you're going live.
You get to see Cliff's face. Oh my God, it's Cliff.
What's going on, buddy?
How are y'all?
Good,
Doing
buddy.
well.
Good to see you.
I'm trying to get my mic to get a little bit louder, but it's okay. So I don't think the Pompano runs happened yet.
Still think?
Are you saying that because you're not here, or are you saying that because you just don't think it's happened yet?
No, I don't think it's happened yet. I think we've had warmer water in general for this year. I'm here in West Texas, and we're in December. We're usually in the 30s and 40s the whole time in December, and we're today it was 85 degrees. So with Florida, things changing. I really, really think that when I come home on the 20th, it's going to be happening. I really think
it's
so.
on, huh?
I mean,
if the run happens because you get home, granted, I'll be happy, but I'm also going to be really mad because that means you can't go back to Texas. You have to stay here. You have to stay back here.
Well, I can't. I mean, my job makes me leave states.
That is true.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't like it either. It's terrible.
Well, it's good that we have you on too, because like we were talking about earlier, I didn't have the link up in time. I'm sorry. Cliff's got a new brand of rigs out. You guys are gonna get to see them here coming up soon, if I'm not mistaken. Right? They're coming up on the site.
They're gonna be available. When I get to the house on the 20th, they're gonna be available on the 22nd.
Okay.
And that's
all right.
Do y'all know the name of them?
Is it the Green Get 'em rigs?
Get 'em?
Yes, sir.
Green Get 'em
so
rig.
It's my
Green
particular rig that I use with what I consider think I think it's the best rig out there. And not to tell anybody that any other rigs are bad. I just think my rigs are
this is getting good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Well, the proof's in the pudding, right? I mean,
no, I got you.
The nickname Pump Slayer, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just and that's all you use is your rig. So I mean, that's
it.
That's a testament right there.
I've used them. Rigs.
Yeah.
I'll use my morticians.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask you guys a question. Who sells mortician rigs with the what do you call the
snoots?
What is the weird word coming off your morticians for your lines?
The snoot. The snoot.
The snoods. I hate that word. That's my worst word ever. I hate the word snood.
Chip was selling snoods with on them when he was selling the morticians.
Yes.
I think he was the only one selling them. I'd have to relook.
Right. But I really think the Pompano run hasn't hit, and I don't think it's going to hit for. I really think 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and I think then it's going to develop into more because I'm looking at everything coming off the East Coast. So they're having a good time coming off the East Coast, and they're coming down, and all the guys that I follow in I think it's Surf Fishing Florida or the group that Joel and Noel have.
Yeah, Surf Fishing Florida.
So I follow that, and if they're having great success right now, they shouldn't be having great success right now. That their success should be very, very minimal. So as soon as they're not having great success, then we're going to have great success here because that's when the migration hits. That's what I think. So take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I think.
I never thought about that from down there, though.
Because where are they going?
Are they going east-west or north-south?
Yeah, that's where I was really. That's what's really got me there.
So when y'all said they're going to like the oil derricks and the rigs and stuff like that, and I think they are. Some of them will do crazy pompano things, but I really, really, really think that we're gonna have a really good season here at Christmas. I think this is gonna be our Christmas celebration. Because we didn't have anything like this. When I got. Let's see. When we did the Navarre rodeo, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that was ridiculous. And then I haven't got to come home since then. So, and I look every day, man. I am a follower of every page, of every fish caught, of everything. And I really, really, really look into this. And there has not been a lot of fish caught through, like, even through your jetties in Destin, through the piers or anything like that. So I really think we're gonna have a good time.
And I don't think reports from many of the commercial guys are tearing them up right now either.
No, I agree. Yeah. I'm friends.
They're catching, but they're not getting large numbers.
Right. And I watched the video of Larry Finch. I think it was either yesterday. It could have been today, but I get pretty busy. So
yeah.
But he was having a hard time catching them on the Gulf. If he's having a hard time, then everybody's gonna have a hard time.
That's
just saying. That's my thoughts.
Fair.
Hey Smitty.
Yo, man.
Oh, what's about that?
Hang on.
What happened here?
There's your rigs.
Nice.
So,
we'll get up.
All I'm
saying,
meet up.
So
we went sheep's head fishing that day at Bob Sykes, and I put them in my truck, and I'm looking through my truck, and I'm like, why do I have these in my truck? And I was talking to Tom last night, and I was like, you know what? I got Smitty's rigs in my truck.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
These are the ones that I told you I was going to get you, but it's all good. But
it's all good.
You'll get them in time
I'll get up
for
with
Christmas.
you when you get back here at Christmas time. We'll meet up.
So when I get back for Christmas, I'm, you know what? And I ordered a rod. Well, I ordered 2 rods. I ordered one, and they'll be here for Christmas. But
nice.
I have a giveaway.
Whoa! Really?
Panhandle surf fishing.
Oh,
nice.
Really?
That's gonna go from a rod to my rigs, and I'll get up with Brian on that later. But it's a good rod.
Nice.
It's a good rod.
Giveaways.
You know Tom Cabrera, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Tom and I were talking last night for he goes, how can you get your name out there? I was like, well, I don't have no idea. You know, I can, give some rigs away and stuff like that. And I told him, I said, I bought a couple of rods, and I bought 2 really, 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 really nice rods. That's all I'm going to say.
Nice.
And I'm going to give one away on Panhandle surf fishing.
This is the downside of being friends with you and being a part of Panhandle surf fishing.
It's going to be nice.
I can't win this.
Yeah, I know, right?
So when I get home, they should have arrived. Then I'm going to go buy demos because I know where he lives. I'm going to show him the rod. He's going to say, like, hey, you know what? This is a good idea, or it's a bad idea. So
it's probably going to be a good idea.
Well, let me know because I'm right around the corner from Demo. So I will come over and take a look at those. Be awesome. Yeah.
I'll clean the garage. That's what I'm saying. Fine.
But I really, really, honestly, with the 15 years that I've been fishing the Panhandle, Pompano aren't here yet.
Yeah. So
that's all I'm saying.
That's a good point. Man. We've been talking about it. So.
You know what? And I'm so illiterate on this joining and all this kind of stuff. It took me like pushing buttons and doing this and doing that. I don't have a headset. I don't have a microphone. I don't have all my neat gizmo stuff. Yeah. But if I ask my 14-year-old son to do it, he'd just like, Dad, you're so silly.
So, hey, that's why, like Jacob said, I'm going to be able to derail. So I just gave you a little bit of fluff time for you to get in there, get it figured out, man. You got
That's right. And everybody in the comments were like, just hit the little thingy. I'm like, what little thingy? So I expect I want to be on a podcast here coming up when I get home. I'm gonna tie some rigs up and do some stuff like that. I'm gonna make some snoods. I actually have a new way of tying your hook to your snoods, which is a lot quicker, a lot more accessible. I mean, it's way quicker to put a live line to a hook, and it's way easier, and it'll take you about 15 to 20 seconds per hook.
Nice.
Okay.
So if y'all want to know that, I'll let you know how to do that. So
yeah, we'll also you're gonna need to do that one in a video for sure, but we'll definitely throw that in the podcast too because
it'll be pretty neat. About. So all the I've been asking about sheepshead fishing, so I've got my 1.0 hooks and stuff like that, and then I've been looking at sheepshead fishing in Texas, and I went and got my 1.0 hooks or my number 1 hooks or my 1/0 hooks, live bait hooks, and I did this, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the easiest way to tie a hook I've ever found out in my life.
Nice.
I was like, oh my god, and I'm pretty good at tying hooks, so
you saying. Are.
So
yeah,
it's 8:36.
Nice.
If you haven't done a bait check, do it now.
I have to
almost
be
an hour.
5:30 in the morning to go to work.
Well,
go get your
I love you
sleep.
guys. Y'all are
there you
awesome.
go, man.
So
thanks, brother.
I have got to get out of here.
Appreciate you joining us.
Y'all
we'll see you when you come into town later, man.
Thank you, sir.
Oh man, always good to see his face.
Yeah, it is.
Something that was pulled up into the private chat that I didn't get.
Oh yeah,
Bill, the fluffy gutting recipes. I like to be warm. Okay, I'm okay with it. Flounders are in the sound flats on a baby mangrove. Yeah, good stuff going there.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Cliff. We got some stuff coming up with Cliff, which is going to be awesome on that one. Let's see here. I nailed my scroll. What do you got on your scroll? Anything else?
Yeah.
Oh, and you see we're Mark. Good evening, Mr. Burford.
Yeah, we did see Mr. Burford join us. Appreciate some East Coast love. That's awesome. You guys,
if you guys haven't heard of Mark, definitely go check out Mark's. Mark is Florida Surf Tackle. Makes over the bar rods. Great series of rods. Lots of stuff coming up with that one too. I'm not going to drop the bomb on that one because that's Mark's thing, and that'll be coming up soon. And he's got some more things coming there.
Some great rods, though. Great rods.
They are. And actually, after the show, I need to talk to you. I got a call that you and I need to figure out on that one.
All right.
So we got. Let's see here. So we got
soon.
Inshore.
Mark's jumping in soon. Over the bar 10.
Oh, damn it! Yeah, if you're gonna put it out there, does this mean I can talk about it, Mark? Because I mean, if I can say something, I will. I will make this the place I throw all the info out. I have zero problem with that. Now you guys know about it there, but since he posted it, I'll say it. Okay, he said yes. All right. So I was fortunate enough to be able to test the new series of the OTB 10. And I've got to say, I absolutely love this rod. It is unfortunately not in my possession right now. It is over in Perdido. That is not a derail. That is not a derail.
That is not a derail.
That is straight on topic. The rod itself is not my possession. It is currently being held by Mr. Perdido Blaine. He has been using it, and it's going to be coming back here to me, which I will be giving it to Smitty. He's the next one in that mixture. We're also going to be throwing it out. I got a couple guys for the pier to throw it on, but the rod itself has been very impressive to me. I've taken it to the surf where I have thrown up to 4 ounces. I've even thrown as low as a half an ounce, and it has casted beautifully each time. The bite detection has been perfect. I've been extremely impressed with this. There's one thing that's going to change on the rod. Mike already knows about it. So the overall length is going to stay the same. It's just a ergonomics change. But it's a phenomenal rod, and I really did not expect that out of a 10-footer. And I think you all will really like it. It's worked great for fixed set rigs, and it's also worked great pretty much on every lure that I used. I think, Mike, what were we throwing? 2-ounce spoons when we were tracking blues there?
Yeah. When we were going for bluefish, 2-ounce spoon.
Yeah. So I threw a couple of 2-ounce spoons with mine, and it was on a Conflict 2 non-long cast 5,000. And drag fully tightened down. I was throwing it just playing around. I wasn't really even trying to fish with it. And my PB bluefish 19-incher jumped on and hit. And that rod felt amazing to fight that bluefish. So there will be a blog post coming. There will be a written review coming. But for the short of it, phenomenal rod. Definitely take a look at it. If you're going to be in the Panhandle, if you're going to be in the Navarre area, if Mike and I have it, let us know. I'll be happy to bring it out for you guys to throw it, give it a shot. And I believe we have something else that's going to come with that. Mark and I still need to hammer out the details on that one. But great rod coming out. Really is.
Yeah. I loved it when I got to throw it. Super light, I mean, it's an amazing 10-foot rod. It really is. And I think it'll handle some nice fish. And it's very, as Brian said, very versatile. Throwing spoons, throwing set rigs, it's great. It was awesome. Oh, with Fuji guides too. Nice.
Yeah, the new ones. Yeah, I remember that we were talking about the test rod didn't have those. But the test rod everything else was fine. That Fuji will be great. That'd be a nice ad.
Yeah.
And one thing I do love about Mark's rods when it comes to the OTB series, I'm kind of a sucker for that wrap, that shrink wrap. Really well done. And it's a little, I will say, it's a little strange in the beginning. It is a thinner diameter rod on the butt side. But after a couple throws, it really becomes real fluid. It's not whippy. It's just, to me, it's right at that nice medium there. Justin for a 9. Him and his 9s, he's a killer with that 9-footer. He is a killer.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
All right. What you got? Anything closing on there? We're at an hour and 5. I can do it for hours. You know that.
I know. I can just keep talking. But so next week we'll have who's on? We got Blaine. Perdido Blaine's going to do our surf fishing report. So can't wait to get him on here. We'll have Captain Justin Thomas back on with us for the Inshore Report out of Panama City. And Captain Hilliard's supposed to be on with us, but I think it's his birthday next weekend. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So we may not do an offshore report. And then we're going to take a break for 2 weeks. We won't have captains on, but Brian and I will be on for the Christmas Eve show and the New Year's Eve show. So you'll want to tune in for that one, or those two. And then we'll be back with all of our captains after the first of the year. So that's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to seeing what 2022 brings, man. I think it's going to be a good one, and I'm looking forward to the reports being on this one. We're going to get more. And if you guys have any recommendations, by all means, drop them off. Shoot Smitty a message or myself. You can find us both, Smitty Surf Fishing or Finding Demo podcast, Surf Fishing podcast. Send us a message. We'll be happy to take a look at what you guys got for information. If you have any questions for the captains, we sent all that information. It should be in the links below. But we'll make sure they're posted somewhere for you to get there.
Absolutely. Pictures, you guys got reports you guys want to send to us. That's great too. We'll scroll through them as opposed to going through the groups, although we will hit the groups too. But if you got some nice fish, something, a nice catch, something special you want to show up, just send it to us and we'll pop it on here. This has been a good show. It kind of flowed. It was great.
It was. It really was. Wasn't overly derailed. We were pretty well organized.
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff.
All right,
well, folks, we're going to close it out. Appreciate everybody tuning in with us. We'll see y'all next Friday night, 7:30, and hopefully less technical difficulties in the beginning. Later, guys.
See y'all.